Let's start Chapter 2. Chapter 2, Being Flat. When Stanley got used to being flat, he enjoyed it. He could go in and out of rooms, even when the door was closed, just by lying down and sliding through the crack at the bottom. Mr. and Mrs. Lambchop said it was silly, but they were quite proud of him. I'm going to go back to that picture there. Stanley looks like he's having fun. I wonder how Arthur feels. Look at his face. I wonder how he feels. Do you think he likes it, that Arthur can go under doors? Arthur got jealous and tried to slide under a door, but he just banged his head. There's that word jealous. We talked about that with Mrs. McCarthy, didn't we? Being flat could also be helpful, Stanley found. He was taking a walk with Mrs. Lambchop one afternoon when her favorite ring fell from her finger. The ring rolled across the sidewalk and down between the bars of a grating that covered a deep, dark shaft. Mrs. Lambchop began to cry. "I have an idea," Stanley said. He took the laces out of his shoes and an extra pair out of his pocket and tied them all together to make one long lace. Then he tied one end of that to the back of his belt and gave the other end to his mother. Ooh, can you picture that in your head? Can you visualize that? Tying shoelaces together to make one great big long lace. Tying one end to his pants and giving his mom the other lace. Let's see what the illustration looks like. Ooh, there it is. Looks like Mom's lowering him into the grate. "Lower me," he said, "and I will look for the ring." "Thank you, Stanley," Mrs. Lambchop said. She lowered him between the bars and moved him carefully up and down from side to side so that he could search the whole floor of the shaft. Two policemen came by and stared at Mrs. Lambchop as she stood holding the long lace that ran down through the grating. She pretended not to notice them. "What's the matter, lady?" the first policeman asked. "Is your yo-yo stuck?" "I'm not playing with a yo-yo," Mrs. Lambchop said sharply. "My son is at the other end of this lace, if you must know." "Get that net, Harry," said. There's the police officers with Mrs. Lambchop. "We have caught a cuckoo." Just then, down in the shaft, Stanley cried out, "Hooray!" Mrs. Lambchop pulled him up and saw that he had the ring. "Good for you, Stanley," she said. Then she turned angrily to the policeman. "A cuckoo indeed," she said. "Shame." So there's Stanley holding the ring up, coming up through the grate. Let's find out what happens. The policeman apologized. "We didn't get it, lady," they said. "We've been hasty. We see that now. People should think twice before making rude remarks," said Miss Lambchop, "and then not make them at all." The policeman recognized that was a good rule and said that they would try to remember it.